Welcome into the revenue priority filter. Come on in, guys. Get your pen, paper, get ready. Turn down the music, lay down the kids, whatever you got to do, but get in here, okay? So, by the end of this specific lesson, you are going to stop spreading your attention across unfinished tasks. You're going to complete one action that gives you a real buyer, a genuine chance to respond, and you have the evidence to prove it happened. That single shift is worth more than a week of preparation of work, period. All right? Now, the question is, does this task pass the filter? That's what we got to ask when we're in our day-to-day life. When you go into work tomorrow, or when you go into the office, or dive into the work that you do, whether it be at home or wherever it's at. A task earns the top spot on your priority list only when it does at least one of the 4 jobs. If it doesn't, it needs to wait. Number 1, present the offer. You put your current offer in front of at least one real person who could say yes today. 2, invite a real buyer. Now, we're talking specifically into what you do best. So, for example, if you were to go live on TikTok, or you want to go sell your digital products or something of that nature, or if you're a prospect, if you are a real estate agent, it just depends on where you're at and what type of work that you do, okay? Now, this is how you're going to take all the identity work that you've done thus far, and now we're going to catapult this into your profession, because we are the $1 million identity, and we can't just teach you identity without giving you the vehicle and giving you tips to take what you've reconstructed and put it into your day-to-day, actually making money, actually doing the work. So we're going to go into you need to invite a real buyer, a real person. You need to get in front of people or be in the atmosphere, and you name a specific person or an audience and extend a clear, direct invitation to buy or learn more, okay? Next, you're going to follow up with them. You return to a conversation already in motion, someone who showed interest and hasn't heard from you since, okay? And then we're going to collect market evidence. You gather a real response, a reply, feedback, and a sale. That tells you where the market stands, okay? Now, this filter does not promise immediate income. It helps you choose the action closest to a buyer decision every single time. Now, as we jump into it, you are not behind. You are repeating something. This lesson is not here to judge how much you work, right? Or how much work you have completed. It's here to help you see whether today's work gives a real person a chance to understand, consider, or buy what you have. Now, this is the thing, the hidden behavior behind it, the almost done loop. How she stays busy without actually making money. Have you done this before? I'm definitely guilty, okay? Now, these behaviors feel productive, but they are not revenue moves. Recognize which ones are running in your day, improving without presenting. You keep refining an offer you haven't shown anyone yet. That offer gets better, but it stays invisible, right? We're not doing that. What about starting before finishing? A new idea starts before the current one is complete. The momentum scatters, nothing crosses the finish line. 2, changing before testing. The plan changes before the market has had a chance to even respond. You never get the data you need. Next, what about this? Does this sound familiar? Building without broadcasting. You create an asset, a post, a page, a sequence, and then leave it in your private workspace. What's that? Okay? Waiting to follow up. Someone showed interest. You meant to circle back. The silence grows and the conversation goes cold. Does that sound familiar? What about learning instead of using? You consume more content, take more notes, and complete more courses while the move you already know sits undone. Now, this is the trigger revenue standard room. When does that pattern appear? The avoidance pattern doesn't show up randomly. It activates at very specific moments. The moment a real buyer can enter the picture, watch for these triggers. The task involves selling, naming a price, making an ask. Do you ever feel a shift there, or where a real person can say yes or no to your offer? Or you must name the offer clearly out loud. You sometimes hear crickets or stumbling over your words. You must state the next step for the buyer to take, right? You need to follow up with someone who went quiet. right? If you feel the urge to improve, delay, or start something new, check the trigger list first. Pause, okay? Now we're going to talk about trigger, trade-off, and toll, the real cost of the comfortable move, of staying in your comfort zone. Every time you choose a busy task over a revenue move, there is an invisible transactioning happening. Here is what it really costs you. Okay, so this is how it goes. I'm going to run it down to you guys. You have the trigger, you go down, you're going to have a trade-off, starting a different task that gives you quick relief. The discomfort disappears temporarily, right? Next is the toll. The offer stays hidden, no market evidence is collected, and another day passes without a buyer contact, and more importantly, without making any money. Complete the sentence and mean it. When is it time to blank? I usually blank because it gives me blank. The toll is blank. I'm going to have you fill that in, okay? Now, we got to spot it, say it, and shift it. The 3-part awareness practice that we do in every module, which is to spot it. Write the 3 tasks receiving most of the attention today for each one. Now we're just taking the inventory. Does this present the offer?